Welcome to Thoughts Can Change Your Life with me, Reverend Wolak. We're here each and every day as we begin to explore this journey. We're not beginning, we're actually continuing to explore. And here's the interesting thing. One of my favorite songs, and I don't know if any of you have even ever heard the song, is a song by the Amboy Dukes. Now, I'm really aging myself by bringing that out there. But the Amboy Dukes had a song back in the 60s that was about journey to the center of the mind. And that's always been one of my favorite songs. Because isn't that where our journey is? Isn't our whole life experience happening within our mind? It's not happening outside of our mind. It's happening within our mind because our mind processes everything that it sees out there. You get that? Everything out there has to enter in through our senses, and then our mind, with all of the preconceived ideas, everything that's in it, our mind interprets what that's going on. And so there are people or the world that want to control our minds. Is it intentional? I don't know. But here's what I do know. Here's what I do know. And that is that we can be manipulated. We can be manipulated into having a life that we wouldn't choose by buying into beliefs that are not beliefs that we would have, by buying into a lifestyle that's not a lifestyle that would nourish us, that would make us feel good. That's one of the things that I talk about all the time is, do you know your top 3, 4, or 5 values? Do you really know your top values? And when I talk about values, I'm not talking about honesty, integrity. I'm talking about what is in you that wants to be experienced. Where do you have a void in your life that you want more of? That's a value. What is important to you? What would give your life greater meaning? That's a value. Once you have those values, you start living to them. You make every decision based on, does this support my highest values or not? Here's the other thing I want to say about that. Everyone else is trying to get you to fit into their values. Yeah. Everyone's trying to get you to fit into their values. That's not why you're here. So what I notice right now is that this quality, this human quality called fear, is rampant. It is everywhere. It's everywhere. And you can easily buy into it. But here's the key thing. If you understand life the way I understand it, I'm not saying I'm right, but this is how I understand it. I'm understanding that for life to exist, there must be balance. Life would self-destruct if there was not balance. The universe could not exist if there was not balance. When you are not in balance, things go awry. When you are in balance, things are going well. So with all this fear out there has to be a balance to it. People not living in fear. And so what I'm inviting you to be on this side of the scale. If fear is on the right side, I'm inviting you to be on the left side and to not have fear. And if you focus on your highest values and what you want and living fully and completely and perfectly, there's no place for fear. Fear is the greatest tool that individual humans use to manipulate individual humans. It's the greatest tool that religion, governments, corporations use, countries use to manipulate the masses. If you can hear the noise in the background, we're having a doozy of a thunderstorm here. It's so cool. I love it. Here we are. It's September. We're having a doozy of a thunderstorm. I love it. Feels so good. I have no fear about that. I love it. Yes, my friend Bond says, systems are constructed to control and rule us, of course. Think about the education system today. I don't know where you live, but I'm going to tell you my experience. Education teaches you what they want you to believe. They teach you what to think. What the education system should be doing is teaching us how to think for ourselves, to think for what is it? Why are we here on this planet? Why did we come here at this time with these yearnings within? And then how can I satisfy my inner being, my inner desires to express and be this person, and do so in a way that I rob no one else of their experience? If you've been following me for any sort of time, or you're a member of Agape and you've been to Agape for a while, you understand I always get up and say, don't believe a word I say. Test it. Find out if it works for you. If it does, then it's yours. It's not mine. Because I don't believe anything anyone tells me. I don't buy into the narrative that's going around in any way, shape, or form, one side or the other. I form my own narrative, and I stay in alignment with me, because at the end of the day, I'm with me 100% of the time. I'm not with anyone else 100% of the time. Even my wife, I'm not with her 100%. I'm with me. Therefore, I must be authentic. I must be in integrity with myself. Friends, that's what love is. Love is accepting yourself as you are and living your grand life design that you choose to create. Let me tell you, does it get any better than that? I think not. Dion, I like to use the rain as a visualization of it coming down and purifying my thoughts, getting rid of all those thoughts that are not necessary, getting rid of those thoughts that are controlling, getting rid of those thoughts that are limiting, so that my mind can be clear to have new, expansive, creative thoughts. Here's something that we can do today to be free. Imagine. Re-tap into your imagination. Your imagination, it's your best friend, because you cannot create without an imagination. Nilda, you do need rain in California. Here's the thing. You're not getting rain in California. Here in Texas, it's September. We never get rain in Texas. And yet we've had rain all summer long. It's amazing. There's balance. It just depends on where you are. At some point, the balance will shift again. That's the key thing to remember. That's life. Life is always shifting. There's always change. And our job is to adapt to it, to be flexible. We've not been taught to be flexible. We've been taught to be rigid. And when you're rigid, what happens? You can break. Or you're fearful of breaking because you're rigid. But if you're bending and you know you're flexible, you don't care if there's a big wind, because you're flexible. You're the tree that can bend in the wind. You're not the tree that's firm and then cracks when the wind hits it. Or you're not a tree that has, here's a good one, you're not a tree with a small root system like a palm tree. Because a wind comes along, palm tree has no root system, boom. You want to be a tree with a big root system. In other words, you know yourself so well. You know your values, what you value most, and it's dug in. You know that's who you are. So anything that comes along, you bend. You don't break. You don't change, because you know who you are. This is where the greatest job on the planet is, to know who you are. Most people don't have a clue. They blindly accepted what their parents, their families, their school system, their religions, and their businesses and their governments have told them they should do. No, what do you want to do? I was convinced that when I was a young man, I should be a priest. I was out of there in a year. I asked too many questions. Then I thought I should be a lawyer. And I said, how's that going to be a good thing for me? Yeah, I'm a very intelligent debater, but that wasn't what I wanted. So I went in the corporate world, did good, but it wasn't what I wanted. What really was my calling was to be a teacher. Now I'm happy. Now I'm doing what I love. Can't wait to do it. So with that in mind, hey, I've got classes starting Sunday or Monday or Tuesday. How to pray or do spiritual mind treatment is Sunday and Monday, and Tuesday is how to have a meaningful relationship. If you're interested in a class, you'll see the link down there, agapespiritualcenter.com. Click on it. Sign up. You'll love being in a class. They're going to be small classes, a lot of individual attention in the classes, a lot of discussion in the classes. The only basic homework you have is reading and fun reading about things that expand and grow you. So that might be the thing for you. I am a perpetual student. I have learned that to be a teacher, I must be a perpetual student because I've got to find new things to learn so that I can teach. Here's what I've also learned. The more you learn, Bodhi, the chakra classes, never did them. Not scheduled till January. I've written the chakra classes. I've got those scheduled to begin the second week of January. I do a chakra meditation every morning with my meditation group. Some of the people here are in that meditation group. That's at 7 a.m. my time. Everyone's welcome to join. Just go to agapespiritualcenter.com, click on the calendar, see the meditation link for that day, and you'll get the Zoom link. Boom, you're in. Real simple. Yeah, today we did the solar plexus. Tomorrow we're working on the heart chakra. So here's the thing. Are you the captain of your ship? In order to be the captain of your ship, you have to be the master of your mind. And that's the work, my friends. That's knowing who you are, making decisions based on who you are, and not caring about anyone else's approval. Because you don't need approval. You didn't come here for other people's approval. You came here to be you. And I want you to know that I support you as you do that. And that's what love means. I unconditionally accept you and your uniqueness. So go create a great day. Aloha.